What is up, ladies and gentlemen? It is the Heelers, the Ballers. You all know me. I'm a co-member of the world famous. Are we world famous here?
We could be.
No, that's up to debate. Losers Lounge, and we are back. Did you miss us? Did everyone miss us? Did you miss us?
Yeah, did you miss us?
Yeah, did y'all miss us?
Yeah. I hope you did.
Y'all better miss us. Yeah, but
because we missed you too. We missed you too.
Yes, we did.
Okay?
Yes, we did.
We missed you.
And you can hear his voice. It's the Devil Rice to Ryan. What's up?
Hello, everyone. No, I hope you guys. Hope 2019 has been treating you well. Glad to be back. This is the first episode of 2019. So let's get it. Let's get it. Hope everyone's doing good.
She's been absent a little bit, but she's back. Flair section herself, Kelsey.
Yo, what's up?
Yes, and of course, we can't be here without the one and only Christian freaking Maracle. What's up?
Well, you could be here without me. As a matter of fact, the last time we did a video regarding the Royal Rumble, I was not even present.
That is very true.
It was episode 2, when I believe it was like you guys went on to predict the greatest Royal Rumble back in April of 2018.
That's right.
And I remember I could not be there because apparently of some drunk idiot who knocked out my power.
I remember that. I remember that.
But I'm here now.
Yep, I remember.
And thank you, Heel Balor, for that wonderful introduction.
You are very welcome.
So now, folks, why are we here? Well, first off, I want to say Happy New Year.
Yes, Happy New Year, everybody.
Late New Year.
Yep, late New Year, but it's all right. Better late than never. We're still in the first month. Was I say it again?
So we're just a little late, but it's okay.
Yeah, we're late, but who cares? What did you expect us? What did you expect us to do? Record this on New Year's? Huh? No.
Well, apparently, we probably would have, but unfortunately, we all had New Year's plans, and myself, along with my brother, Long Neck Josh, we were down in Virginia, and we were both very sick.
Yeah, I was having a party, so I was like.
I was with family.
But yeah, but here's a question I got when y'all
family plans.
Yeah, when y'all heard that.
Hey, whoa, look who's here! Well, a late entry.
Whoa! Look who joined the party! Look who joined the party!
Am I late? Did my call? Am I late?
No, you came in at a great time.
Great time, dude.
We were just.
Yeah, we just got started. The party's just getting started.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back PC and Rollins.
Woo! Yeah, baby.
And and you're here for the first podcast of 2019.
That's my brother.
Yeah, I thought I came in late. I thought y'all already started, so I was like, oh, my bad.
It's all good. It's always good.
It's all good.
He popped in and surprised us for the crown jewel. Remember that?
Yeah.
Yep.
It's true.
But it's good to have you here, man. I'll fill you in on what's going on. Folks, now, as for the first podcast of 2019, what are we talking about? We're talking about something I've been wanting to talk about for the longest time, and that is the Royal Rumble match.
Yay, the Rumble!
It is without doubt one of the very few matches that people always look forward to every single year.
Yes.
Whether
my
it's
favorite
good,
pay-per-view of all time.
Yeah, whether it's good, whether it's bad, or whether it's 2015.
No. You mean 2014?
Oh, that too. Everybody always looks forward to the Rumble, no matter how many times people get pissed off over somebody they don't like winning. It just doesn't matter because, it just goes to show people get upset, but they get over it.
It's true.
Well said.
Anyways, what we're here to talk about, we're not going to go through every single Rumble in history because that would take us like 3 or 4 to 5 or 7 hours or something like that.
I could be there for that.
This is the one Rumble I actually have no idea who's going to win. Like, I really don't.
Definitely.
That's the best thing about it.
Yeah.
It's actually amazing for once because there's no rumors of people winning. We actually have no idea.
It's about time.
Yeah, that's good.
That's
It
for
could be
both.
right.
Keep the way back it was in the old day when they had no technology. You didn't know who was going to win.
You didn't have the dirt sheets and stuff like that.
Or who was even going to be in the match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they keep spoiling it. They keep telling who's all in it. I'm like, why?
But then again, though, WWE always changes their minds. So keep that in mind.
Right,
Well, when you have Vince there, you know, things change constantly, you know?
of course.
Yeah,
but
that's true.
we'll be discussing the 2019 Royal Rumble on next week's edition when we do like the big prediction on that and NXT Takeover Phoenix. But what we're gonna do here is we're gonna go through like a lot of the best moments of the Royal Rumble, its greatest moments and its records. And we're gonna talk about what our personal favorite moments were, and y'all get to hear what we personally think about it. Does that sound good to you guys?
Sounds good.
Excellent. And it's always good to have the entire podcast here, huh?
Mm-hmm.
The entire lounge. But I will say one thing. Let's start off with a little bit of trivia. Did you guys know that the state of Florida is the state that's hosted the most Royal Rumble events in history?
Crazy.
I actually had no idea.
I can't believe it, to be honest.
Yeah, dude. They get everything.
5.
I know
Florida-
they get WrestleManias.
Disney World.
Dude. Yeah,
Universal
they get everything.
Studios.
They got Disney.
That's alright though. But you know what I can always think to myself? My
What's that?
hometown, right close by my hometown, Hamilton, Ontario, hosted the very first Royal Rumble.
We never
Sweet.
host a Rumble. Feels bad,
We
man.
hosted Armageddon 2000. That's about it.
Let's see. Yeah. Actually, now's a question. Let's take a look. Yeah, Connor's got a point. The city of Dallas has never hosted the Royal Rumble.
Yeah. Hey,
Now they need to.
Burn.
yeah, that actually brings me up to something. Remember last year we thought the Rumble was going to come to Dallas?
I don't wanna talk about
is there
it.
a rumor?
That was so depressing.
I know.
Agreed.
It was.
There was like dirt sheets everywhere. The Rumble's coming to Dallas, and they're like, "Oh no, we'll give it to
Well,
Phoenix."
we got hyped. We got hyped and everything. Like, oh yeah, we're going to go to the Rumble and everything.
Didn't I say
Yeah,
I'd come
right.
down there
You can't
too?
even talk. You're going to the Rumble anyway. You can't even talk, man.
Yeah, Rice to
Hey.
Ryan is going to be at
Hey,
the Royal
well,
Rumble.
hey, at least we're gonna go to a New Japan show together in July.
That's true. We actually are.
That is true.
Yep.
Should I go to that?
Heck yeah, you
Has-
should.
Yes, you should. Don't even think about it. It's a New Japan show. They're probably never
A
gonna come back.
reunion. A reunion.
They're probably never gonna come back here. So that's why
Yeah.
I'm going.
Here's a
Yeah.
question I have for you guys.
Can't relate.
Should I come to Dallas for that?
Heck
Should
yeah,
I
you
come to
should.
Dallas?
Yeah,
everybody,
both of you.
everybody go. Everybody go.
Come on.
The whole lounge needs
We
to
gotta
go.
do this.
The whole lounge.
Let's go.
Tell you what, we'll definitely give it some thought.
Yeah.
I'm asking for it for my birthday, so.
Willie, please, y'all, but we all need to meet.
We'll see about
We
that.
do.
But in the meantime, we're here to talk about the Royal Rumble match, a lot of its great moments, and I will say, like, here's another piece of trivia. Let's see, this is 2019. It started in 1988, but so from 1988 to 2018, in a span of like 30 years, there's been a total of 33 Royal Rumble matches already.
That's actually insane.
Oh, boy.
But that is,
I honestly thought there was way more than that. I don't know why, but
it's alright.
Same.
way more.
But that's mainly because there were 3 Royal Rumble matches last year.
Sure. Don't remind me. Don't remind me.
Which which one was the greatest Royal Rumble?
Definitely not the one literally labeled greatest Royal Rumble.
Which Royal Rumble was the greatest of that year?
The women's.
The women's, duh.
The women.
Oh yeah, not the greatest Royal Rumble. The women's.
The men's Rumble was great last year. Mysterio, Adam Cole, seeing Almas,
The Hurricane.
Hurricane. There was so many.
My
You
dude.
can crack me up.
And here's the
Dolph
thing.
Ziggler.
Yeah,
Wait, no, not seeing Almas. I mean Andrade. My bad.
yeah, it's
yeah,
just
Andrade.
Andrade.
Yeah, we got to call him Andrade now.
I'm calling him Johnny Cena almost for the rest of my life.
That's
Yeah.
like calling Rey Mysterio just Ray. I hate this company, I swear.
Let's not that happen because then they'll actually.
Definitely. But I will say this one thing, like, let's talk about this right now. But let's talk about this creation for a moment. Do y'all remember how this Royal Rumble was created?
I actually have no idea, so.
I don't remember. I honestly don't remember.
I've heard a few stories about how it got started, but I actually don't
Well,
know.
who's the one person?
What am I supposed to remember that?
Kelsey's got a good point. The one person who came up with the idea was Pat Patterson.
Pat Patterson. That's
Because here's the
crazy.
thing. Because here's the thing.
Honestly,
He's seen...
I was not going to never guess that.
It's okay. So the first ever Intercontinental Champion is the guy who came up with the concept of the Royal Rumble match. Because here's the thing. He had noticed, you know, we've had battle royals of 20 people or something like that where they're all in at the same time. But never before had he came up with that idea. You know what? How about something where 2 guys start and there's still a 20-man person and a 20-man match, and someone comes out every 90 seconds or 2 minutes, that sort of thing. And you know what? Here's the thing. The guy who was like helping run WWF at the time, Dick Ebersol. You guys know who that guy is?
No.
Okay, I wouldn't blame you if you didn't. He literally said, that's a stupid idea.
That's tough.
A lot of the stupidest ideas became one of the most historic.
We hear that word every freaking time this company comes up with something. Historic this, historic that.
Now here's a question I'm going to ask each one of you. I'll start with the heelest of ballers. I have this question, which is... no, it's not Who Wants to Walk with Elias. Don't worry. It's... what Royal Rumble, out of all the matches that you've ever seen, is your all-time favorite, and why?
My all-time favorite Royal Rumble. Oh my gosh. 2008. Why? The return of John Cena.
That was
Oh yeah, I love that. Man, his reaction was great.
I popped
Like,
so hard when he returned.
Oh my gosh. Like, I didn't even order pay-per-view back then. I remember sitting on my couch just watching SmackDown because it was like after the Royal Rumble. And they showed like replay of it. I'm like, oh my god, that's John Cena. Like, he's supposed to be gone like with a pec tear or something like that. Tore his pec or whatever.
Vince McMahon.
Yeah, and his return, man.
Vince McMahon had literally said John would be out for like a year, and he came back in 3 months.
That's what they call him, Superman.
And then he won the Royal Rumble.
Yeah,
John
but
does.
he lost at WrestleMania.
He's gonna be out for a year now. He's gonna be out for 2 months. Don't worry.
Yeah.
That's true. Let's see. Ryan, same question. What is your all-time favorite Rumble match and why?
My all-time favorite Royal Rumble match. This one I really enjoyed watching as a kid, and that is Royal Rumble 2004. Now, besides all the negativity and stuff like that, I really enjoyed Chris Benoit. He was one of my favorite wrestlers to watch. I think he was probably one of the best in-ring technicians, and seeing him, like, you know, like, he was hanging on, and then he gets Big Show over the top, and then he won the Royal Rumble. That was an awesome
from
moment.
number one.
And then,
Despite-
number one, too. And then he won
Yeah.
the title at
Wait, hold on a
WrestleMania
second.
20, which was awesome. So yeah,
You were saying,
Yeah,
Kels?
like, despite like what happened, I think he was a great wrestler. Like,
Yes, we're not talking about the guy
Yeah.
personally, ladies and gentlemen. We're talking about the guy as a wrestler.
good.
Take
Yeah,
all
as a
that
wrestler.
garbage with like the personal stuff out of here, man. Seriously.
Mm-hmm. Kelsey, what is
That
your
must've been a while.
all-time favorite Rumble match and why?
You know what? I'm gonna be the oddball out here, and I'm gonna
Alright.
say, honestly, I mean, there's other Rumbles that I like, but honestly, I thought the Women's Royal Rumble was my favorite, just because the fact that the women like got to make history in the first ever Royal Rumble. It was just a special match, and it made me happy. So that's my favorite.
I can understand that very much because, like, there have been histories in the past where women have competed in the men's match, but never a full-on women's Rumble match.
Yeah, and I thought it was so great that they got to do that.
And I'm glad that they're doing it again
Yeah.
this year, that it wasn't just a one-time thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's what's so great now. Is now you got a men's and a women's.
Yep.
And finally, Connor, what is your all-time favorite Rumble match and why?
My favorite of all time, my honest opinion, is 2010. Because, like, the entire storyline with, like, Shawn Michaels trying to win the Rumble so he could face Taker again. He gets eliminated. He gets, like, so pissed off and just super kicks
That was
everybody.
fun. That was fun.
Like, I love that. And then the return of Edge, I popped so hard. I was, like,
Hell
6 or 7.
yeah.
I was, like, 6 or 7 years old, just marking out. And, like, Edge was like one of my all-time favorites too. So I just feel like that Rumble, like the entire story of it, just has my whole heart, honestly.
That's really good. Really good ones. As for me, who's ready to hear what my all-time favorite Royal Rumble match was?
This guy.
My
Let's
favorite
get it.
My favorite Royal Rumble match of all time was 2002.
Okay.
Ooh, 2002.
Which one
That was the
Okay, I
year.
just like to say I was not even born in that Rumble. All right, cool.
Yeah.
I didn't even watch wrestling.
That's okay.
Tuesday.
Here's the thing, like, the reason I selected that one is because, for one thing, it was, like, wonderful, like, from the start to the finish. It was the night that, do y'all remember this Maven guy?
Yes, Maven. Yes.
He eliminated The
Okay,
Undertaker.
the only reason I know him is because of Here Comes the Pain. All right, cool.
Yeah. He eliminates The Undertaker that night, which turned out to be the biggest mistake you could ever do.
That's basically the James Ellsworth of 2002. Okay.
That's that. Yeah, I know that clip. That was hilarious.
So
Yeah.
many amazing things happened. That was the year Triple H had won it as well.
Yep. Triple H.
And even then, like, it was, despite it being the 30-man Rumble match, it was like an hour and 10 minutes long
Dang.
for just a regular 30-man match. The greatest Royal Rumble match we know is the longest match because, you know, there was the 50 people.
We don't talk about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't talk about that Rumble.
Yeah.
Where
that
we,
don't count.
here's the thing.
That
folks,
goes in the garbage.
Nobody's in that Rumble, I swear.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this right now, folks. Yes, while the greatest Royal Rumble does technically count as a Royal Rumble, we're not exactly counting that because that was now in January.
We kind of count that more as like a kind of a glorified live
House
event.
show.
Yeah.
It's a
Something
house
like
show.
that. But I will say this one thing. Like, all right, I'm going to talk about this really quickly, which is back in the day, you know, before like 1990. It's like before 1992, whenever you win the Royal Rumble, that was just like, you know, to give yourself a really good push and say, hey, I accomplished this. I won this big battle royal here.
Mm-hmm.
But it was in 1992 where the WWF Championship was vacated, and who won that match?
Oh, crap.
Oh,
Wait.
Ric Flair.
Ric Flair.
Yes.
I was about to say Vince McMahon. I'm so slow.
Vince won in 1999. And, oh my god.
The Undertaker.
He did compete in that Rumble match, though.
He did.
That is true. But here's the thing. But then, of course, in 1993, they decided, you know what? Let's up the ante for a sec. The winner of the Rumble match gets a title shot at WrestleMania, and that was actually a really cool thing that they did. I don't think people would be getting into like the Rumble as much as they did if they didn't do that.
Yeah.
Nobody would
Very true.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it'd probably be going on right now if they never put that in.
Yeah.
Well, the main event of WrestleMania thinks it doesn't really matter, but
That died. That died.
Yeah.
now
Hey,
it's
you
a
know,
title shot.
I will say this. Now that we're on the topic of 93, going into 94, they had two winners, Lex Luger and Bret Hart,
It's true.
which I thought was a pretty cool idea. And I believe they both got a championship shot at WrestleMania, I think.
Yeah.
That year, I'm not sure.
Here's the thing. I, on the other hand, did not like that.
Really?
As much as it was like, you know, history in the making, I just didn't like. I just did not like the idea, and a lot of people in the wrestling community agree with me on this. That it just doesn't make any sense to have two winners.
Imagine if they did that.
That's true.
No, just imagine with the social media. Imagine if they did that now.
Oh my god!
There have been rumors. Now, they're just rumors, not true. But there are rumors going around that possibly Becky and Charlotte could win the women's Rumble match. I've heard that.
Oh, shit.
Apparently, they
And then
removed Becky.
Then it'll go on to be Becky versus Charlotte versus Ronda.
Yep.
I'm fine with that.
I'm fine with that too.
Yeah, I'd be okay.
Yeah.
We get-
I wouldn't be
everyone gets
surprised
what
if
they
it
want.
happened.
Then they put them in a main event, and then my girl wins, and I'll be happy.
I
Yeah.
still
Your
don't
girl-
know who
then
I.
your
I
girl-
still
then
don't
your
know
girl
who to
moves
choose for the
Raw.
Rumble.
She moves to
Then
Raw.
I'll be sad. Then I'll be sad.
Mhm.
The Raw Women's Championship, and she wins. She has to go to Raw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's okay. I'm at our fourth time. It's all good.
I still don't know who to choose between the men's Rumble, though. I legit don't know who.
Go
To
for your boy,
I
Seth
have-
Rollins.
I already
The boy Seth Rollins.
I have 3 winners.
Kelsey knows what I'm choosing.
I have 3 winners, and I have to choose between one of them. It's either
We're
Seth,
not-
Balor, or McIntyre.
hold a
One
second.
of them.
I think
Balor
Balor.
Hold a second. Hold a second. Kels, what are you saying?
Drew McIntyre.
Drew McIntyre. She said. Anyways,
Oh wait, yeah, Balor's not going to be in it because he's getting a
He's
title
not
weight.
going to be in the Rumble.
Unless if he
It's already
wins it.
confirmed, so like,
I mean, if he wins it, then he's not going to be in it.
is he gonna? If he loses, is he gonna pull Roman and just go in it?
I could see that.
all right.
I
Well,
mean, I wouldn't be surprised at all.
They
we'll
took
definitely
Sasha
talk.
out too.
We'll definitely talk about the 2019 Rumble and next week's prediction, which, by the way, folks, is probably going to be a big one.
Oh, I can't wait for that one.
That's
We got
next.
so many things to say next week.
Man.
But in the meantime, here's another thing. Here's another thing that's, speaking of stupid things, what also is dumb is whenever the winner of the Rumble actually puts their title shot on the line in a match.
Mysterio.
I don't like that concept because, like, if they lose, then they screwed the
Roman Reigns.
Hey, Roman actually lasted a long time. Okay, don't
Yeah.
give that man a break.
He
Well,
did.
a
I
big
take anything
example.
away from him.
A big example
at
of this
At
was
the thing. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Christian.
a
My
big
bad.
a big example of this was the I believe like it was when Triple H put his title shot on the line in 2002 against Kurt Angle, which Kurt actually won, and Triple H had to beat Angle again to get it back. And I was like, no, that ain't cool. And then of course, like as Willie mentioned, Rey Mysterio did it against Randy Orton.
And he lost.
Rey
Hey,
Mysterio
Roman
was
did it.
just
Didn't Roman do it too with Daniel Bryan?
yeah,
Yeah, he did with
He
Daniel Bryan
retained
at
it.
Fastlane, I think.
yeah, he retained it though.
I helped with this select Roman back in the day.
Here's also a dumb one. Do you agree with this, folks? John Cena cashed in his opportunity at No Way Out in 2008.
Yeah, I
Did he?
remember that.
The only
He
reason
did.
he got put into the title match at WrestleMania was because he had to earn it.
Mm-hmm. Not nowadays.
Yeah, nowadays, well, he can do whatever the fuck.
Yeah, he
Our
can
time,
basically
he's
just
balding.
return and just say, hey, give me a championship opportunity. Boom. Got it.
Yeah.
But I will say this. The past couple weeks, I have really enjoyed John Cena. And I'll tell you why. And the people, those of you that say that John Cena doesn't put over anybody, he put over Becky Lynch really hard, and he put over Finn Balor.
Yes, he put over Balor. That made me happy. Becky and Balor. It's all good.
Okay,
You
can
know?
we just talk about how John Cena has a giant bald spot on top of his head?
Yeah, we can actually. What the
He
heck?
looks like JBL.
No. Yeah, he does actually. Just saying, he looks like he was back in 2005. Got that economics look.
Yeah, well, here's that. That is a weird look, honestly. I just don't know what's going on. Maybe is he doing this for like an upcoming movie role where he has to have a lot of hair or
Yeah,
something?
he's doing it for an upcoming movie.
Okay.
He's getting more leaner and more skinnier nowadays.
Well, gotta do what you gotta do for film.
Yep.
And here's the thing.
He
I'll
looks
be honest.
Wannabe.
I don't know why, but I think I like John Cena more as a guy in a movie, so he's not playing the same guy all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I didn't see Bumblebee yet, though.
I heard good things about it.
All right. Here's an example of, like, there's also been Royal Rumble winners that end up never getting their title shot anyway. An example, Stone Cold Steve Austin in 1997.
That is tough.
Yeah.
But the reason for that was because he was already eliminated at one point, but the officials didn't see it.
Dang.
He really did stuff with Stone Cold like all the time back in the day.
But I guarantee, what would you bet that if social media like present day stuff existed, people would say Stone Cold's being shoved down our throats?
Oh, you'd see that a lot. You'd see that a lot. You would see
no,
Stone
no,
Cold's
no, no.
overrated,
With The Rock.
overrated and everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like
Social media for you,
today's
folks.
like if it was today, people would be booing Stone Cold. Like if Stone Cold was wrestling now, everybody would boo him.
Yeah.
I'm not even lying.
Yeah, think about this.
Yeah.
In today's day and age, people would probably be pissed off because Stone Cold won 3 Rumble matches.
Oh, boo.
Yeah.
Stone Cold Steve Austin's so good.
Yeah.
Cry me a river. Cry me a river, folks.
People say that
I
John
love
Cena.
your tears.
People had said that
They're
John
salty.
Cena was being overpushed. Now they're saying that Roman Reigns was being overpushed. If there's anybody who's being overpushed right
I
now,
mean-
it's Seth Rollins.
It's Seth Rollins. I'm sorry.
Rollins.
Quiet. Quiet.
No, it's the truth.
Quiet.
Bad.
I love
Quiet.
Seth.
Just quiet.
I love Seth.
What do you
Quiet.
miss?
Okay.
What is it?
He's pulling a Jericho.
Everybody
That just
quiet.
recently came to my mind.
Yeah, he's pulling a Jericho.
And here's the thing, I understand, people, they have a right to.
Can we wait for the Seth Rollins stuff until next week? Because
Yeah.
I got tons of stuff to say about him next week.
Definitely.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
go right ahead. Yeah, I was gonna say I got tons of stuff to say.
but-
Go right ahead, Ryan.
But yeah, I mean, I understand people have a right to, like
Their
and hate
opinions.
like and don't like on superstars.
love
But I mean,
Seth.
I explained
People
this
want-
already.
people want new stars, they want new champions, but it's like when we get it, sometimes it's like, well WWE's like, you wanted it, so why are you complaining? And I feel like
Hint,
that's
hint,
kind of the
AJ
reason why they still
Styles.
do. That's the reason why they still do what they do today.
Yeah,
Mhm.
true.
Because
I love
today's
Seth,
wrestling fan is
If
stupid.
that makes sense.
If I'm being honest. Yeah, it does make sense. I'm just saying, like, today's
I love
wrestling
Seth.
fans don't know what they
I
want.
was like, yeah, you were saying, Kels?
I love Seth, but sometimes you gotta admit when your faves are being like, your faves are getting, I love
I'm
Seth. though.
pushed,
Like,
yeah.
I hate on Seth. It's not Seth. I'm just saying, like,
No, it's not Seth.
Yeah.
It's his booking. It's his booking.
Yeah, that's just the whole
I'll talk
thing.
about it next week.
Yeah, we'll talk
I'm
about
gonna
I'm
go
gonna
into
keep it
detail
really
about what's
cheap.
going
I
on.
haven't watched a full-on Raw episode in 3 months, so I really don't know.
I
really
haven't
don't know.
watched Raw either, but
I recently got back into it. It's still the same.
It's not like I don't watch it. It's just I really can't because I have basketball practice.
I breezed
same
through
day.
it.
Yeah.
I barely watch it.
It's quite understandable because, Connor does a lot
Yeah.
of stuff.
Monday was the first time I watched a full episode of Raw in like
Same.
a couple of weeks.
It just hasn't been fun for me. Maybe I'm just growing out of wrestling. I don't know.
Definitely. Here's another thing I want to also bring up. Like, when it comes to the Royal Rumble match, there have been some winners that people liked over the years. Here's the thing. The one thing I also don't like, this also goes for like the people at the Royal Rumble match, like the fans and everything. I mean, yes, we've had like situations like, when Batista and Roman Reigns won, and nobody liked
I
it.
marked that when Batista won.
What, in
I
2014?
marked that hard when he won.
In 2014?
Yeah.
Oh.
2014, yeah. Yeah, I was excited when he came back. And then,
In my opinion,
God.
2015 was the wrong time for Roman Reigns to win it. It should have been in 2014 because that was the year where he eliminated 12.
You can kind of blame Batista's return for that, though.
Yeah.
For like his 2014
Yeah.
thing. It's not on him because they announced it. I remember he was on some news channel or something like that. He's like, I'm coming back to WWE. I'm like, oh shit, he's coming back. And they knew. Everyone knew he was coming back. And they knew what was coming. And they were all Daniel Bryan marks back in the day. Nowadays, we chant Fickle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, when
This podcast, change it.
when do we get our Fickle shirts?
Yeah.
Never.
Would y'all,
Never. We're
would
not
y'all
getting
actually... Speaking of which, speaking of shirts and merchandise and everything, folks, you may end up getting Losers Lounge merchandise in the future.
Oh yeah.
I'll be the #1 seller.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Heeless the Balors or something. Double RS Orion, and then I'll put in BC and Rollins, but I'll put like the peacock bird on it.
That is messed up. That is messed up.
It is. Anyways, let's move back to the subject of the Rumble. Here's like a very interesting. Let's go to the Rumble records here.
People are not even gonna get that too. They're gonna be hella confused.
All right, yeah, it's okay. Let's talk about the Rumble.
Hey, peacocks have some awesome. They have some awesome sounds.
Exactly.
Only those who find that have dirty minds.
Yeah, everything in the comments are gonna have dirty minds. You all weirdos stuff.
Yeah, come on.
All right,
Kids, grow up.
all right. Let's talk about this right here.
Excluding Kelsey, she's had a dirty mind too. Anyways,
I've been to that. I've known that.
All right. Let's think about
I
this.
think she
folks.
says about Drew McIntyre. Jesus Christ.
I did not touch on the topic of the
Yeah,
Back on topic now.
Did you know that? Here's the thing: Roman Reigns does hold a very interesting record that I guarantee everybody just overlooked.
The most eliminated. No, that's never mind. It's Braun Strowman. Never mind.
Well, I'll get to that in a moment. But I'm talking about Roman Reigns has been. Okay, what's everybody laughing at?
What are y'all laughing at? I'm hearing a telephone. I'm hearing a telephone in the background.
Okay, but how's
That's on
that
my
funny?
side. Sorry.
It's all right.
No,
It's all right. It's all right.
Don't bit to that.
What I was trying to say about Roman Reigns is like the record that he holds that people have overlooked is the fact that he's been a runner-up more times than anybody else.
It's true. Oh yeah.
3 times. In 2014, 2017, and 2018, Roman Reigns was the last one eliminated. And I'll be honest.
What about 2017?
That was Randy Orton, yeah.
Yeah.
Randall Keith Orton.
But by that point, in 2017, when it came down to the final 2, it was either going to be Randy or Roman. It was like, oh, so there's obviously going to be a 2-time winner.
Yeah.
I hate it whenever they do that.
Same.
I remember it was funny on social media. People were, when Roman.
That was
like,
around
in
the
Final
time
Four.
me and Ryan started chatting, actually.
Yeah, and like Roman was in the final 4 of the Rumble matches,
Uh-oh,
and people would be
that
like so
Rumble.
mad. Like Roman better not freaking win.
There were
this.
freaking rumors apparently back then that Finn was gonna be like number 30, and I was like, okay, here he comes. The Roman's music hit, and I went, oh, I lost my shit. Let me tell you,
Man.
I was so upset.
I literally told myself, I was like, all right, this is either Balor or Joe, and then I just hear doo-doo. I was like, oh my god.
It was like boo. Like we were like booing and
They're
everything.
like, no, they were chanting, "This is bullshit. This is." I'm like, damn, these guys are angry.
I even saw some of the reactions, the live reactions on YouTube. Oh
I
my
know.
gosh, it was so
There was-
hilarious.
There was one guy. Hang on, there was one guy. When Roman's music hit, he literally froze and he dropped his phone. He was like, he had a shocked face and he dropped his phone.
Now looking back on it, it's actually a pretty funny moment. So I'm not.
Yeah.
It really
Yeah,
is.
it is hilarious.
Just to
I
look
ain't gonna
back
lie.
at people's reactions.
Yeah.
That's probably the best part. Was just the reaction of the fans. You know, they didn't expect Roman.
I remember
His
one.
no, when he eliminated the Undertaker. Ooh, I knew exactly where they were going with that.
Yes.
I was like, y'all better not.
Everyone
And
knew
then
it
he
was
did it.
WrestleMania match.
Actually, I knew from
And then-
the moment Roman entered because Taker was just staring him down as Roman was on his way to the ring.
You know, Taker being all serious. You know, it's the Superman punch.
Man.
And then Taker's
And then,
not selling Jack.
Man, don't get us started on the Raw after Mania 33.
Oh, I was there.
Man, yeah, Christian, you were there.
The only thing I
Man,
remember from that
holy
was the
cow.
Hardy Boys.
No, you don't
And
remember
Balor
the 20,
returning.
the 20
Balor
minutes
returning.
of Roman just standing there and the crowd booing.
I'm kidding. I do remember that. I was literally flipping off my TV screen and swearing and finding out with new swear words.
Now, just drops the mic and then just leaves. He stands up for like 10 minutes and just says like 3 words.
they're like, "Fuck you, Roman. We hate you." I'm like, they were chanting swear words that I'd never even heard of before. I'm like,
Really? You never heard of the F-bomb?
Yeah, they're
before?
like, shut the F
they're
up.
like, "Shut the
stuff like that.
fuck up. Shut the fuck." I'm like, whoa.
Every time
man.
they chanted that, and I was like, this man hasn't even said one word yet.
Why were you saying shut the fuck up to somebody who didn't even say anything?
Yeah,
No, you're just standing
Yeah.
there. Everybody just hated his presence.
yeah.
All right, well,
Then Vince came out like later in the show, and they're like, "Fire Roman." I'm gonna go back and watch that after this podcast.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
2019. By the way, folks, 2019 is like this is the last chance, the last year where the 2010s decades can actually have a Royal Rumble winner who's below 10, like, you know, like the number 10, because the last time there's been a winner by a number below 10 was Randy Orton in 2009, number 8.
Yeah.
People been using like later numbers, like, you know, for victories.
I think the closest to that was Shinsuke this year.
Yeah, 14.
Yeah. I mean, last year.
Last year was what happened.
Hey, Daniel, here's the thing. As much as we do not like talk really much about the greatest Royal Rumble, we still at least admire Daniel Bryan's performance.
True.
Oh man, that guy took a beating in that one.
He started from number 1, made it to the final 3 of a 50-person match.
His chest was all messed up.
You can thank Roderick Strong for that.
It was all red.
His chest after the match looked like roast beef.
That was brutal.
It
He took some
was.
serious shots in that match.
Daniel Bryan, of course, holds the record now at an hour, 16 minutes, 5 seconds.
Isn't Finn the closest? Because he ended number 2 last year.
Finn only lasted 57 minutes.
I'm still proud of him, though.
Only 57 minutes.
Well, Jericho in 2017 lasted the full hour.
No, we don't talk about WWE Jericho. We talk about New Japan Jericho.
Yep.
It's still
And
Jericho.
AEW Jericho.
Jericho was a legend. So
Yeah.
They took him off the website. I'm sad.
No, he's just on the alumni section.
That's even sadder.
That's kind of true.
Eh,
Ring of Honor,
they're petty.
In Ring of Honor, they have a section like that, and the Young Bucks and Cody are now on that section. That's depressing.
nah.
You want to hear something really?
That's sad.
Y'all want to hear something else really depressing?
What?
Mr. McMahon is in the top 10 of longest runs in the Rumble match.
Okay.
Oh, God.
I'll just go drink bleach now. I'll be back.
Whoa!
Dang, dude.
what the heck?
Jeez.
What the heck, man?
Wait, you're gonna do what?
I said I'll just go drink bleach now.
But hey, speaking of
Calm it down a
Jericho,
little bit.
Hey,
Connor,
Connor,
just
What?
there's a quicker way out. Tide Pods.
Connor.
Okay, hold on.
Tide just went there. Tide Pods.
Kelsey's trying to say something.
Kelsey!
Pass me a cup.
Pass me a cup. Oh my god.
Well,
Well, here's a
Christian?
question for you, guy.
Ryan, I guess it's gonna be the 3 of us.
Hey, actually, I may kind of drink one too because
Oh,
that's
so it's
Cowboys
just me
lost.
and Willie.
That's Cowboys lost, so
That's true.
I'll be with Connor.
Cowboys are booty.
No.
That's why they
Ooh.
lost.
Jared Jones is
That's why they
booty.
went to the playoffs, 'cause they suck.
All
I
right.
don't know
Okay,
what
Ryan,
you're talking
I
about.
everybody-
watched your Dallas Cowboys video, and when you put on the headphones,
Can we
started
get back to
talking, I
the
was
topic?
dying.
Yeah. What are we
God,
talking
yeah.
about?
What is going on?
Jared Jones is equivalent to Vince McMahon.
What's a Jerry Jones?
That's the Cowboys owner. Y'all slow.
I don't watch football.
Yeah, I don't watch football
Everybody
either.
knows who that is.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
where-
Back to.
where WrestleMania 32 was hosted. Jerry Jones owns that place.
Just us talking about stupid shit.
Yeah. Well, we are
What are you-
stupid
What are
anyway.
you, X3 now?
I get it. Nice reference.
Yeah.
All right.
Puppy.
Okay. Okay.
Around here.
Shut up.
Back to the subject of the Royal Rumble match here. I have another question for you guys, which
Alright.
is, which wrestler out of the history of the Rumble has lasted the longest cumulative time?
Has lasted the less.
The most. The
I'll
longest
look on
Okay.
Wikipedia. I'm
Okay.
kidding.
Wait, who lasted the most? Wait, I'm
in combined Royal Rumble matches. Who lasted the longest time?
Crap.
I'm just gonna guess.
Is
Usually in the
it Chris
promo
Jericho
package-
or Rey Mysterio?
It's Chris Jericho.
I'm gonna yeah.
Oh yes.
Not TJ.
Jericho.
Oh god dang!
Okay,
Dang.
you gotta admit though, Chris Jericho has the most impressive record. He lasted a combined 5 hours, 1 minute, 30 seconds.
That's tough.
Nobody can last 5 hours, if you know what I mean.
Hey, I haven't been on the podcast in a while. Let me have some.
That is true.
Wait, I have two. This is like
Connor, you ditched us.
no, I know.
I just
La-
kidding.
ladies and gentlemen, enjoy our entertainment. 5-minute entertainment break.
Wait a minute. Dance break.
Dance break.
We can
I
do
yelled
it.
at
We
yesterday,
can
it
do
didn't
it.
happen.
We can do
Ryan,
it.
stop.
Baby shark doo 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 doo. Baby shark doo.
I quit.
Alright,
And I
get the
will
bleach.
sign my-
Can I get the bleach now or guys wait?
I mean,
Okay.
the tripod.
All right, folks. Back off the subject of suicide.
That just got really dark.
Yeah.
Why are we talking about suicide?
Dang.
All right, edit that out. Anyways, okay, that's the Rumble. Yay.
All right, who? Okay, I think I got an easy one. Okay, I got an easy one.
Oh my gosh.
Moving on.
Okay, I got an easy question, which is, what?
Yes.
Kelsey, stop.
All right, which wrestler has lasted the shortest amount of time in Rumble history?
Sheamus.
Alberto, I meant, no.
Alberto Del Rio?
Wait, do you mean like shortest is like
Shortest?
got eliminated the quickest, or like
Yeah,
just
who
the
got
shortest
eliminated
time?
the fast, the quickest?
I think Sheamus. Sheamus broke that.
Sheamus?
I think Sheamus broke that, didn't he?
Yeah,
Last year?
Was it? I swear it was Santino.
Yeah, but Sheamus, I think, broke it last year.
Yeah,
Remember, he got
Sheamus
eliminated
broke
by
that, yeah.
Slater.
Well, guess what? You guys are both incorrect.
Oh, dang.
What? Who was that?
It's still the Warlord.
That's
What the-
It's still the Warlord.
What?
Who the fuck is
I
that
did
guy?
WWE. Here's the thing, folks. This is actually something that's a true fact here. WWE has been lying to us all this time because Santino
Like
never
they do
broke
now?
the record. Santino
Dang.
never broke the record. I did calculations of that. He lasted 2.1 seconds. The Warlord lasted 2.0 seconds.
What year was that?
It was like 1989 when Warlord won, and 2009 when Santino, I mean, they didn't win. I mean, they got eliminated that time.
Wow.
As
I
for,
guess WWE forgot about it.
as for Sheamus, he lasted 2.4 seconds.
So close.
So he's close, but no,
Wow.
not there. Remember when? Here's the thing. Here's somebody we definitely got to talk about. Titus O'Neil.
Oh, yeah.
I legit
Okay,
thought
can I
this
have,
was like
can I ask a question real quick? How come in every Royal Rumble, Titus O'Neil has such a late number for some reason? Every year. He's always in the late
because
20s,
he's
I
slow
swear.
to the ring, probably?
He always gets late 20s entrance. I don't understand.
Maybe because he runs like some kind of mailman or something. I don't know.
And he trips like he
I
had
know,
that
man,
four-fifth
it's
shot
like
of
that.
vodka before heading to the ring.
He tripped over a freaking pebble, bro.
This man was a face plant. I feel bad for him.
You gotta admit that was still funny, though.
I
Yeah.
thought he was gonna hit something under the ring.
But that was like
Well, Hornswoggle
I thought
was
it
in
was
that same
his
match.
slid in the DMs like
But it's not just that. It's not just like, it's not just what happened at the Greatest Royal Rumble. Like, Titus also had another funny botched moment, which was in 2015 when he lasted 4 seconds, and he was supposed to shatter Santino's record, but he didn't get thrown out at the right
Oh
moment.
yeah, I remember that. He didn't even get thrown out in time. He botched himself getting eliminated.
Yeah, he pretty much
Yeah.
looked like he
that
threw
was so
himself out.
funny.
Whatever that was
he
about.
botched. But botches happen in wrestling. It happens, folks.
Yeah,
They freaking do.
definitely. Of
And
course,
life is fickle.
life is fickle indeed. But of course, speaking of those who have, gotten eliminated in a small amount of time, there's also been those who never exactly entered, but drew their number. Got
Ty
attacked.
Dillinger last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ty Dillinger.
Poor guy.
Ty Dillinger. Well, for one thing, don't you guys think it's stupid that whenever he comes out at 10 now?
Yeah.
It was alright the
saying
first
EC3
time.
is going to come out at number 3, which probably is going to happen, but still, we'll talk about that next week.
Yeah.
I think I
What
just
about
swallowed
Kenny
that.
Omega?
I am in the top 1%.
What
I
about
met
Kenny
that
Omega?
guy
Is he
yesterday.
supposed to be at the-
Man.
Okay, here's the thing. Why are people making such a big deal of Kenny Omega?
He's not.
Yeah, it's not.
Right.
Yeah, he's not. It's more likely he's not going to
Let's save that for next week. All right, let's unleash it here.
Yeah, let's say that for next week.
WWE.
Let's save it for next week because I got a few things to say about it.
Listen.
$25 million contract. Come on.
Listen.
G. Okay.
Kelsey's talking better.
Let
Have
me
you
say
learned not to yell at her?
Okay.
Guys.
Go ahead.
loud and clear. Kenny
Mhm.
Omega not coming to the WWE. Quit fucking
I'll talk about
believing
this next week.
everything you read on the fucking internet.
Go off, Kels. Go off.
Thank God for
I
that.
lost this.
Yeah, people fucking believe anything they read, and I'm like, Unless it happens, I'm not gonna believe it.
Especially this recent thing that came out with the revival grant asking for
Yeah.
a release. What a joke.
The WWE when he's doing perfectly fine where he's at.
He's going to AEW, people. Believe that.
Yeah.
He ain't coming to
Flattered
TV.
by
They don't
his
deserve him.
contract, though. That's what they are saying, but I don't think he's coming.
Yeah. He ain't coming.
But
There's no way.
Here's
Yeah.
there's another
I
record.
mean, if it was
he got offered a big contract, but
you know, that's just
No?
yeah,
It's
he
like
got offered a
asking-
big contract.
It's
but
like
I don't
saying
think he's
Okada was
gonna
offered a
go.
big contract.
Yeah, well, here's another interesting
I'll tell
record.
that next week.
Here's another interesting record here, which I'm pretty sure that y'all know who holds the record for most eliminations in one Rumble match, right?
Roman Reigns.
Roman
Reigns.
Braun Strowman.
Well, here's the thing: as much as that is true, Braun Strowman has
Yeah.
eliminated 13 at the Greatest Royal Rumble. However, that's a 50-person match compared to Roman Reigns eliminating 12 out of 30.
Man,
Wait,
I'm
Which was previously held by the Big Red Machine Kane.
At 11.
Yeah, nobody cares about him.
Hey, shut up.
Yeah, Kane has been in the most Rumbles at like what 16 or 17.
Yeah.
I remember those days. Take me back.
But Kane
Now
does
he's
hold
sitting
the
in his
record.
office.
But Kane does
twiddling
hold the
his
record
thumbs.
for most eliminations of all time.
Yeah, Shawn Michaels super kicked him back into his mayor chair, so there we go. It's all good.
As Kane has eliminated a grand total of 44, which I think is really cool.
44
Yeah,
people. That's
sure.
a lot of people. That's a lot of people to throw over the top rope.
I'd be more impressed with Braun Strowman eliminating 13 if it was a 30-person match. But the fact of the matter is, that was a 50-person match. So in my opinion, it doesn't count.
I thought I was trying to get a question right, but you know, it's okay. It's fine.
It's all good.
It's all good. It's always good.
All is well in the fickle world.
Stop with this fickle.
Now, here's a question I'll ask you guys. Which wrestler took the most wrestlers to eliminate him?
Big Show? Holy Big Show?
Greg Khali.
Khali.
It can't be
Please don't talk about Khali. There's bad members of Khali.
Shockingly, he's not even on the
Mark
list.
Henry.
Big Daddy V.
That man made his debut. That man made his debut on my birthday in 2006. I don't want to talk about Greg Khali.
Y'all
Big
wanna-
Daddy V. I have no idea. I really don't.
Mark
Connor got it right.
Wait, I got it right?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Wait, what?
Oh, wow.
Except he was known as Viscera at the time.
Yeah.
In 2007,
Remember his theme song? The world's largest love machine.
Love machine. Yes,
I like it. I like when he turned into Big Daddy V, and I like his theme song when he was Big Daddy V.
yeah.
I used to think he was Mark Henry's brother back in the day.
So here's the thing. Viscera, it was in 2007. It took 8 people to eliminate him.
That still counts, even though it's Viscera. I still counts.
Damn it, you got it right.
Yeah.
But here's the interesting fact. Y'all mentioned Big Show earlier.
I did.
Never once has Big Show been eliminated by more than 2 people. Never.
Well, I mean, he's skinnier now, so.
Well, he wasn't back in the day.
God.
It was either eliminated by one person or 2.
Oh God.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
What are you saying, Christian?
Well, here's another interesting thing. I mentioned before Kane had been in 16 Rumbles. Glenn Jacobs himself has actually been in 19 Royal Rumbles.
That's tough.
Because he was previously in there.
Gimmick or whatever?
He was previously in there as Isaac Yankem and Fake Diesel.
Yeah.
Oh, don't remind me.
Fake.
Remember the whole fake everybody thing?
Yeah. I remember one time somebody had said that Psycho Sid was Kane.
That's tough.
Really? Oh my God.
Yeah.
All right,
Believe it or not.
all right. Since we keep the fake gimmicks, can we have like a fake CM Punk to make people mad? That'd be great.
Oh, God.
We actually do have a fake CM Punk. His name is Seth Rollins.
Okay, that's
Ooh.
just
Ooh.
too far. Okay? That's just too far.
That's cold.
Okay,
cold.
I am so sorry.
So
Hey,
cold.
you know what? Just imagine Just imagine the Royal Rumble if WWE just were to play that theme song out of randomness. Just imagine the crowd reaction, and then it switches to another theme, and they're like, "What the freak?"
And no, they got to do it with Dolph Ziggler. Yeah, they got to do it with Dolph.
I was gonna say,
yeah. Man, that would be so hilarious.
Somebody made an edit saying they got to do it like this, and it's the Rumble count, Kenny Omega's theme, and then they have to play Dolph Ziggler's theme. It'd be hilarious.
Yes, do that. Yes,
that'd be the biggest troll.
Dressed up in Kenny Omega gear, he points the gun. He pulls back the hood. It's Dolph Ziggler. They gotta do that. They have to do that.
That'd be so hilarious.
They have to pull the CM Punk, please.
All right, here's another fun fact for you guys. There are
You all fell for it.
There are 2 people who hold certain records that can never ever be taken from them. You know who those 2 are? Jake the Snake Roberts and Lita.
Who?
Jake the Snake Roberts and Lita.
What record did they have?
They're the first person to eliminate anybody in the first Rumble match of their gender. Jake Roberts made the first ever elimination in 1988. Lita, the same thing for the Women's Rumble last year.
Oh, okay.
But if there's exactly the one person who holds the record for most eliminations in a Women's Rumble is Michelle McCool.
Yes.
5.
Undertaker would be proud.
And who has lasted the shortest amount of Women's Rumble? That goes to Vicky Guerrero.
Do not remember. Oh my God! When she entered,
she lasted less than a minute.
I can relate to that.
Excuse me.
What else is there? Meanwhile, Sasha Banks holds the record for longest time at 54 minutes. Whoa.
Okay, Elmo, calm down.
We know Ric Flair won a Royal Rumble match in 2018.
Who won?
Ric Flair.
How did Ric Flair win?
That KFC Colonel Rumble thing.
Oh yeah.
I was there for that, and I didn't know what the hell was going on. Ric Flair won. I was like, what?
Did they throw chicken into the crowd?
Long Neck Josh and I were looking at each other. We're like, what is going on here?
So there was no chicken in the crowd. Okay, no. Just wondering.
I mean,
unless Connor was in the crowd.
Mashed potatoes, but
I was really about to say that.
Here's the thing: unless Connor was in the crowd, because you mentioned chicken.
You already know. You know I was there in spirit.
It's a little chicken. Chip, 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 chip.
You know what?
I'm sorry.
I appreciate the slander I'm getting today.
I'm sorry. I love you, man.
Everybody's talking about Seth Rollins, and then right now I'm being called a chicken.
I'm so sorry, Connor. I'm so sorry. I love you. I love you. I love you. Here's the thing. I'll make a video.
Hey, Elmo, calm down.
Tell you what, Connor. I'll make you a deal, Connor. Hey, Connor. I'll make you a deal.
What's the deal?
Here's the deal. I'll make a video of me saying I'm sorry, I love you for 10 hours. Okay? I'm just kidding. No. Okay, what's with all that background noise?
I don't know. There's a lot of background noise. I don't know.
What was that?
Yeah.
It sounds like.
It's like,
ow, please.
All right. Anyway, well, folks, I don't know if there's a lot left we're gonna talk about, but there's one last thing I will mention. Beth Phoenix is the only person to compete in both a men and women's Rumble match.
Yeah.
Take that.
Ed would be proud.
And who do you think? No, I was about to say who do you think's gonna show up this year, but I forgot we're gonna say that to next week. So that's gonna be fun.
I mean, do you want to do it?
Nah.
Oh God,
we're about running out of time.
Oh my gosh.
Anyways, well, folks, for a good portion, we were talking about the Rumble. Here's a Connor. Are you really good at remembering facts?
No.
Okay. Ryan, what about you?
I'm okay. I'm
All
okay.
right. Name every single Royal Rumble match from the start to the finish.
Oh God.
Okay.
all day.
Okay. Wait. Hold up. Say that. Say that again.
Name every Royal Rumble winner from the start to the finish.
Well, you
Okay.
said match. You didn't say winner. You
Yeah.
changed it up.
Okay. First winner, Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Got it.
Second, Big John Studd.
Yep.
Third, Hulk Hogan.
Yep.
Fourth, Hulk Hogan again.
Yes.
Fourth was Hulk. Fifth, Ric Flair.
Yep.
Sixth, is Hulk Hogan.
He didn't win 3 Rumbles.
Yeah.
All right.
Lex Luger, Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels.
Shawn Michaels again.
Okay.
Let's check on what year it was.
Did you forget Yokozuna?
He said Hulk Hogan.
Shoot.
All right. Here's the thing.
I think I probably did.
All right. How about this? I'll go through it. I'll go through it. You ready, guys?
No.
How'd I do?
No, you're looking at something. No, that doesn't count.
I don't need to look at anything when it comes to the Royal Rumble.
How'd I do?
You did all right. All right. Here's how things work.
So how many did I get right in a row?
You got 4 in a row. Actually, 5 in a row. And then you said Hulk Hogan again.
Ooh.
Then you said Hulk Hogan again.
Well, because I was thinking somebody else, but then I decided to go with Hulk Hogan.
Gee,
No, that's
Hulk Hogan.
That's actually gonna.
Lex Luger, Shawn Michaels, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Man, The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Triple H, Brock Lesnar, Chris Benoit, Batista, Rey
No, you
Mysterio.
forgot Benny Mac.
You forgot Benny Mac.
I'm totally like looking at.
All right.
If you want me to
Here's
look it up, I will.
Wait. No, hold on. Let Willie do it, and then you can do it.
All right.
me to do it?
Go for it, Willie.
All right. Mike, you want me to look it up?
No, just say it. No.
No.
Just, you guys
All right.
Yeah, name him.
All right. I'm good, actually. I'm good.
No, I can't do it. This isn't fair. I wasn't even born when half the time they won.
Neither was I.
Okay.
Yeah, I wasn't either.
History of the
I wasn't
Rumble.
either, but I got 5 in a row.
Yeah,
And I
Chris
wasn't
was
even
born the
born.
day after
I
me,
wasn't even
so
born
yeah.
from 88 to 92.
I wasn't even born in the 2002 Rumble, so like, come on. Okay?
I wasn't even born when the Dallas Cowboys won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, I wasn't even born when the Cowboys won all 6 of their Super Bowls. Okay.
5. It's 5.
5 or 6-5.
And the Cowboys are, and you're not.
It's 6.
And for the looks of this year's Super Bowl run, you're not going to be up for that one either.
Christian, what were we saying? Hang on.
Remember when the Cowboys were good? Oh wait.
Here's the thing. Here's what I also said.
I remember being great with
Y'all
Toy
mentioned.
Story.
He's like. Connor mentioned not being alive when the Cowboys won. I'm like, yeah, you're still not gonna be anyways because they're not winning this time.
I'm just kidding.
Yep, that's true.
Cowboys.
All right, here you go, folks. Hacksaw Jim Duggan, Big John Studd, Hulk Hogan, Ric Flair, Yokozuna, Bret Hart, Lex Luger, Shawn Michaels, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Mr. McMahon, The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Triple H, Brock Lesnar, Chris Benoit, Batista, Rey Mysterio, The Undertaker, John Cena, Randy Orton, Edge, Alberto Del Rio, Sheamus, John Cena, Batista, Roman Reigns, Triple H, Randy Orton, Shinsuke Nakamura, and Asuka, and Braun Strowman.
You're totally looking at something. There's no way.
You sound like one of those commercials on the radio that goes.
13-20. All right,
It sounds
all right.
like one of those people that do like the betting stuff, and they're like,
All right, 135, 135, 135, 135, 140, 140. Oh, we got 140, 140, 145. Oh, we got 145. We got to do 150. 155. We got 160. 160. Sold to 160. See,
Oh my goodness.
I'll be
What was
okay.
Ryan gonna say?
How did
What are you?
that?
I'll be quite honest, folks. There was a time I actually was an auctioneer.
You were?
Yeah.
Can't relate.
Wow.
Dang.
You'd be amazed what I could do. All right. How about this?
I'm Goofy Gilbert.
Ow.
I'll give you guys one last question before we sign off, okay?
Okay.
which
Who
is
wants to walk
shut
with
up.
the lions?
Fuck off.
All right, Connor. Name a Royal Rumble number that's never won.
There's probably multiple. 12.
Let's see.
I don't know.
Is that correct? Survey says correct.
Yay!
Oh god,
You finally got something right.
This right.
Ryan, name a number that's never won a Royal Rumble.
I'm gonna go with number 3.
Who?
Ric Flair won at number 3 in 1992.
That's true, actually. Yeah.
Willie,
Crap.
name a number that's never won a Royal Rumble.
Well, hey, but before you go on the next one, can I get a participation award?
Wait, who's next?
Willie,
Willie.
name a
Oh, yeah,
number.
me.
Name a
10.
number that's wait what?
10.
10.
Correct.
Go on,
Kelsey,
baby.
name a number that's never won the Royal Rumble.
7.
Correct.
Woo! Yes!
Ryan, you're slow. I'm
You know I'm gonna name a number that's never won the Royal Rumble because it's so easy. You wanna know why I'm about to say? 50.
What?
You know what? That doesn't count.
Don't count that.
Okay, I changed my answer. 62.
No, it's Ryan. Do not give them ideas.
25.
Do,
25. Funny thing is,
Greatest-
okay,
Yeah. They're gonna name it this year or next year. Greatest 100 Royal Rumble.
oh my god. I just don't remember. Hey, Kelsey.
What?
You know how, remember when Asuka won the Royal Rumble match last year?
Yeah.
She won at number 25.
25.
She actually did.
She did. One more SpongeBob pun.
25.
Are you feeling it now, Mr. Krabs?
No.
Waiting now, Mr. Crab.
Are you feeling it
what are
now,
we doing?
Mr. Krabs? I don't feel so good, SpongeBob.
Squidward.
All right, folks.
hey, you know what?
Hey, Connor.
I actually got a good idea.
All
I got a
right.
good idea.
What?
All right.
Okay. So, I think for the next tag team that WWE comes with and has some debut in NXT, call them the Krusty Crushers.
Call them the Krusty Dogs.
I was actually watching that wrestling episode where SpongeBob and Patrick battled those two big guys.
Why do I always think of WWE every time I watch that episode?
They
The
literally, well, they literally
Krusty
named,
Crushers.
they literally named that event a Royal Rumble. All right, well, folks,
won that one?
this was us talking about the Royal Rumble match and talking about a lot of other shit. Here's the thing, we just like to have fun. When there's a type of episode like this where we're only discussing a certain subject, sometimes things can get really carried away because, we're not predicting a review in here.
Heck yeah.
But, it's just good because we hung out here for like an hour, 3 minutes and having fun with each other because this is our first podcast of the year. And I'm glad we got all 5 members of the Losers Lounge for this case.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, baby.
What a great way to kick off the first episode of 2019.
Yes.
As of right now, all 5 of us are undefeated in 2019.
Ooh, we're going back to that. All right. Sweet. This
Maybe on next week's podcast, I'll put up the list of the record list.
Oh God. Oh God.
What do you bet,
Please
Connor?
don't.
Connor's record, I can easily name off by heart. He's 3-20.
Yay!
you know my record, Christian?
No, sorry. Don't worry, I'll look it up though, but I'll announce it on next week's podcast.
I mean,
Okay,
it could be
because,
worse. I could have
I-
a Kurt Hawkins record. It's okay.
I mean, I might be, honestly, I will probably say this, not gonna say it's confirmed or anything like that, but because I am going to take over Royal Rumble, Raw, and SmackDown, I probably may be the first one off that list of 2019.
He's gonna be off the list.
Now,
I want to be.
I
Mark's gonna be gone.
don't think Ryan's going to be on for the review, and I think there's going to be times where I'm not going to be available because,
Because I'm going to be flying back that day.
yeah.
I'll still be here.
Hey, just Skype us when you're flying. It's okay.
Yeah, he's
You're
going to
gonna
totally do
hear
it
my
on a
airline
plane.
noise.
Type on the plane at LAX.
All right, well,
Everyone
folks.
fasten your seatbelts. We're taking off.
All right, folks. That was us talking about the Royal Rumble, its history, its records, and our favorite moments. But I actually forgot to ask you guys, which is I'll start with Ryan. Who is your least favorite Royal Rumble winner?
Oh God. Alberto Del Rio.
Connor?
Oh God.
Without a doubt.
Sheamus.
Kelsey?
Wait, what?
Your least favorite Royal Rumble winner.
I don't know.
From those of you remember.
Sheamus.
All right. 2 for Sheamus. Wow.
And hey, you know what's funny? The Sheamus one, that was my first Rumble I ever watched.
Willie, your least favorite Rumble winner.
Del Rio.
And for me?
Oh, I forgot.
And for me, Mr. McMahon.
I mean, I would have been mad if I was, back in that day, but I'm young now here. So.
Hey, here's the thing. That may have been the year I started watching wrestling, but I did not see that, live as a 3. Actually, at the time, I was a 2-year-old.
So was I.
I was 2 years old. Well, actually, no, I didn't hit 2 until February. So because that happened in January.
Yes, we're all adults in this lounge. It's
I still 1.
So.
We're all grown ups, and then there's Connor.
I'm not grown up by heart.
Don't worry, we're all actually kids at heart.
Oh, damn right.
And then there's Kelsey,
even though
who's psycho.
Toys R Us is gone. Even though Toys R Us is gone, we're still kids.
Do that without me.
Oh, you gotta bring that up.
I'm a big now.
Oh my gosh.
Well, thank you. Oh my God. I will say thank you guys very much for being on this podcast. Thank you guys. The fact that we are gonna kick off the 2019 really great in the Rumble season. We're gonna talk about a lot of great stuff. I'm excited for next week because we may have a number of guests to join us as well.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
You can thank me for these guests. Oh, hell yeah.
So, what, we saying around the same time next week, folks?
Yes.
Heck yeah.
Well, not this time. Probably 1 o'clock is good for me.
All right, well,
yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen.
We'll just kind of see. We'll just kind of play it out by ear.
Folks.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for joining us on this podcast, and we'll see you guys next week with the predictions of NXT TakeOver Phoenix and the 2019 Royal Rumble.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
And we're out.